Welcome to Marriott MBA Today. I'm your host, Nathan Rich. With me in the studio, I have Nate Mortensen and Tori Dumke, two recent recipients of the Hawes Scholar. Welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So to get started, we'd love to learn a little bit more about each of you. Would you please tell me a little bit about your background and what you're studying?
Sure. So I'm a second-year MBA studying marketing. My background is in public relations, and I interned at Adobe last summer out in San Francisco in partner marketing, where I will be returning full-time when I graduate. And this year I have loved getting to be involved with people. In the program I've been involved with peer mentoring through the Sherpa program. I've also been doing recruiting for prospective students and leading the women's initiative there. It's been incredibly rewarding.
And my name's Nate Mortensen, grew up in Arizona, did my undergrad at ASU in finance, came out of school and worked in finance for Boeing and First Solar, kind of in the corporate realm. Came back to school and have been studying finance and entrepreneurship. Within school, been involved in not only the intramurals, but also the Sherpa program as the head finance Sherpa in Cougar Capital, and also in the Graduate Finance Association. So coming out of school, I'm going to be taking a job back in Arizona, working for a venture capital firm.
Perfect, thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you again for joining. So the Haas Scholarship is the highest distinction awarded to BYU MBA students. If you would, please take a moment and tell us a little bit about the Haas Scholarship.
Sure. So each year, students, faculty, and staff nominate second-year MBAs based on academic performance, leadership maturity, and commitment to high ethical standards. And based on those nominations, the Hawes Scholar Committee selects 10 second-year MBAs and awards them with the Hawes Scholarship, which includes a $10,000 cash prize.
That's great. Thank you. What does it mean to you both to be selected as a Hawes Scholar?
Yeah, that's a great question, Nathan. I think for me, it's a big honor. It's not something that you self-nominate yourself for like a lot of other scholarships. It's really your classmates and the faculty and those that you associate with that nominate you. And I think that's kind of the humbling feeling that you get when you're selected as a Hawes Scholar. It's, wow, this was out of my control. I didn't ask for this. This is something that people thought that either I deserved or would represent well the scholarship and the meaning behind the Hawes Scholarship. And so for me, it was a humbling experience to know that the fellow students and classmates thought that I met those standards that Tori mentioned earlier. So it was a happy day, but it also came with a sense of responsibility and a mantle now that we need to carry forth the vision of what they wanted the scholarship to be.
And I echo Nate's sentiments. It's extremely humbling, not only to be in the good company of my fellow scholars, but also to be nominated by my classmates and faculty and staff who I've been spending the past 2 years with and who I admire so much and care so much about. In fact, 75% of our second-year MBAs were nominated for this. Mm-hmm. And so really I think that shows what quality classmates we have and that many of them could have been recipients of this.
Right, and I kind of felt like, wow, they can only pick 10. Like there's so many more people that are just as qualified and have done just as much for the program, whether it's academically, socially, helping other students and being involved in moving the MBA program forward, that I was kind of like, well, I think we should have like a larger scholarship. So maybe that's something we can work on in the future.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you both. The Hawes Scholarship was originated by Rodney Hawes and his wife. Could you guys talk a little bit about why he and his wife decided to donate to BYU?
Sure. So Rodney Hawes grew up in Idaho, went and did his first round of schooling at Stanford, and then went back and started working in insurance back in Idaho. And an interesting story he told at the banquet where I was able to sit with him was that he went and he felt like, I need to go back to school. So he went back to school, got in, and then he realized I need to sell my house, my car, pretty much everything I own,
wow,
and put my 3 or 4 kids in another car and drive across the country back to Harvard. And so he did his schooling there at Harvard and was awarded the Baker Scholarship, which is given to the top 5% of students in Harvard's program. And I think that really helped change his perspective on things. So he went on and made a great career for himself in insurance and reinsurance, and he wanted to give back, and he wanted a similar program or scholarship here at BYU for us to move forward with compassion, civility, and integrity. And those three foundation pieces is really what he wants Hawes Scholars to carry forward in the future. And I think that really is the essence of who the Hawes couple are. And they're a fabulous couple, and they were really, really motivating for us to say, look, you're just as qualified as any other school in the nation. You have the integrity, you have the civility, and you can have the compassion to go out and really make a difference in not only the BYU network, but in the world.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you again for coming and joining us today, and congratulations to both of you. It's a great honor to sit here and speak with you, and thank you for joining us today here at Marriott MBA today.